like you said, you skated good all day, and that seemed like a really high energy comp. And I think, yeah, you even competed at like Bercy, IMYT, so like some of the best ones.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, I kind of want to ask what both of those ones were like, but let's start with the Bercy one, because I think the Bercy was like the first one you probably went to, right? Because unless you were at SF, were you in SF?
No, it wasn't at the first SF one. Is that Bercy? I don't know if I skated a lot at Bercy. But that was an amazing comp. The amount of amazing like people that went to that was like Jeff Fredericks was there and shit, and who else? Shima. Oh, there's loads of amazing people. That was just such a good buzz. Them Bercy ledges are insane. They're so good. I found them quite hard to grind at the time. But yeah, even that whole comp in the arena is amazing. But yeah,
oh, that's right.
The older ones.
Yeah. Salomon actually weirdly paid me. I was sponsored by K2 at the time, I think, and Salomon just paid me on a tour for some reason.
Without sponsoring
They're just
you?
really sound. Yeah, without sponsoring me. They just used to have this manager. I think his name was Steve, and he used to just like be really sound and like buy everyone drinks. And me and Cy Cox, I think it was, he just paid us on that trip for some reason. It was like a skate tour. It went from there and then went to Scotland as well. I might be getting things wrong because he smoked loads of weed, so my memory's a bit faulty. Something in there happened.
That's an interesting concept. Being sponsored by K2 and then being paid by Salomon.
I know. That
sounds really weird.
But like then, like a couple of months later, they did ask me if I wanted to pro skate with them. So maybe they were kind of getting, I don't know.
With who, Salomon or K2?
Salomon
did? Yeah.
Whoa, what happened with that?
I was like also getting offered by USD at the time, and I preferred USDs. I kind of regret turning it down a bit. They sent me a pro skate model that was horrible. It was like a green boot with a white sole plate and orange frame. It was like the Irish flag in a skate. I probably could have asked for something different, but at the time I was like, oh, that's shit. But yeah, I think they went to Chaz then after that, maybe. I think they were just looking for a kind of UK, I'm not UK, but UK Ireland rider.
Damn, so you regret not doing that, making that Salomon jump for a little bit?
A little bit, yeah. Just because they were such a cool team, and they had, is my face off center? Or,
well,
is that what
now you are.
Seeing?
Now you're good.
Yeah, I don't know. It just would have been cool to be on Salomon for a while because they just had a really good team in the UK, and they just like really looked after all their riders.
Mm-hmm. I guess not knowing,
skates.
Yeah, good skates too. I guess
not amazing,
not knowing that Salomon was going to leave and then USD would still be around. You probably be like, oh, I'll just do Salomon for a little bit, then jump on USD and get my shit there.
Yeah, I always wished I was one of them skaters that like switched company all the time, but I never did.
Why do you wish that?
I don't know, just so you can get to skate loads of different skates.
Get all the different experiences.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about your one of your talking about USD, your pro skate, just because we had Jess Stockwell on, and he had a pro razor skate that had the UHMW sole plates on it. And I remember he said that Andy made a big deal about having the UHMW sole plates on it because it was so expensive, but he really pushed for it, and he was like, okay, fine, we'll do it. And your skate had UHMW sole plates and frame on it, right?
Yeah.
And
I didn't want...
You didn't want that?
Sorry. I wanted the sole plates, but I didn't really want the frame. I mean, I thought I wanted it, and then I tried it, and it was shitty, and then I asked if I could get a different one, but it was already kind of in production then. Like, they're cool frames, but they just took so long to wear down, and they had a really sharp groove, so, like, it just... Yeah, they weren't great, but the sole plates are amazing.
Did USD give you any, like, pushback from making a pro skate with them, with UHMW? I'm just curious how that worked in the manufacturing world, you know?
No, they kind of wanted, like, they were into the idea. I think I got the idea from Juice System, just...
with the USDs.
It's such a solid material and so slidey.
Yeah, I'm surprised that more skates... Yeah, I know it's expensive, but I'm surprised more skates don't have the UHMW. I guess it's expensive, you know?
Yeah. How expensive is it, though, do you reckon?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Kind of Manuel, he'd know.
Yeah, somebody... Yeah, but...
You were talking about Mark Corte before, and there's a classic part in this. Like, you were in the USD team in the beginning of the early days. Like, with Dustin, Petty, Richard, all these guys, and there's some really funny videos and some of the like clips and some of the Joe Navran videos of like Corte kind of getting crazy, humping the floor, getting drunk. So do you have any cool stories to share from those moments on tour with some of those guys? Because those, when I got on USD, it was like at the tail end. I went on tour like a Europe tour like Dominic and Carlos and Richard, but it was like after Petty, after DL, and after all that. So yeah, do you have any cool experiences from like the Mark Corte era of those tours?
Yeah, definitely. I got to go to Korea with Josh Petty, Dustin Latimer, and Sagana. It was fucking unreal. That was such a good trip. But there was when we got there, it was so mad. When I got there, they're like, "Oh, do you smoke?" And I was like, "Yeah, I smoke." Oh, do you want to go outside for a smoke? And I went outside for a smoke. It was just when I landed. And then they like came back 2 minutes later with a 200 box of cigarettes for me. They're like, "Oh, here's a gift." And they like brought us shopping and they gave us like $100 each to buy a gift for ourselves. They were just so, I don't know. There was a guy that owned it, Dennis, I think his name was. And I don't know how it worked or what way it was run, but he had loads of money for some reason. And we got put up in really good hotels and it was just an amazing time. But he had a mad argument with his wife one of the nights, and I got really drunk, and just I can't remember the ins and outs of it. But for some reason, he like just got really drunk, and it nearly got in a fight, and then had to go home to his wife for some reason. Oh, it was really weird. I'm getting vague memories there, but I'm not really explaining it. But that was a mad time. Just being in Korea with them lads was nuts because I hadn't met Josh or Dustin before, and it was just like idols when I was growing up, and even then, and then just going on tour with them was mad. They were real sound.
Yeah, especially under those circumstances.
Did that like change your skating afterwards? Like being just get thrown on a tour with legends like Josh Petty and DL, were you like, oh, I gotta fucking step it up now? Like you go home after that and you were like, that's it, we're training.
Not really. I think like after you go on any trip like that, you just get loads of inspiration and you come home and you're just juiced anyway. Like I don't really like go, oh my God. I think that it just inspires you and you come home and you just want to try more stuff, or you see what's being done like by them, and then it just makes things that you maybe thought weren't possible. It's like when you see someone do something that you've never seen before, it just makes it possible.
Yeah, totally. And when you're like more just like with that energy, it's just rubbing off and just inspiring, like you said.
Yeah. I remember like going to Wakefield with the Jaggers. I don't know. Do you remember the Jaggers?
Yeah.
The two English
Dean
brothers.
and Ben.
Yeah. Like
one of them's on Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah. Dean is.
Yeah.
But I used to go over to their skate park all the time, and like every time we come back, it would be just so. I just like want to learn loads of new stuff. I seen that there was first people I seen do like a torque solo and front torques. When all that stuff and Farvenugans, when they all came out, like that was the first time I seen them when I was over with them. So like I got home and was just like, oh, I can learn all of them. But like front torque just seemed like such an impossible trick. It's just mad.